types of programming that are done in MK Ultra. So we're going to get into that right now. But again, you got your paper. Allie has over 200 alters. Out of those 200 that I've documented, 4 of them are over the age of 18. That's it. 4. The rest of them are 18. Actually, the rest of them are 17 and under. So I'll let you do the math on that. There are more. I can guarantee you there are more alters than 200. I just haven't had the opportunity to document them all for various reasons.
And if you're...
Go ahead.
I can?
Huh?
Okay. If you're sitting on Facebook right now, you're witnessing threats come through the comments. This is why we turn the comments off on IG. But Queenie, hi honey, you don't, so you want to threaten Amy Silver. I know that these emails that you're putting up are not her. You guys make up so much shit. So here's the thing. Amy is a grown ass woman. She was in pictures with me. That's what people are trying to do. Amy is a grown woman that happened to be in a picture with me. I want everybody to take a guess on what color she is and why they're threatening her in these comments. Take a guess on what color she is. Huh? Everybody? Who wants to take a guess on what color Amy is? Do you want to take a guess? Do you want to take a guess what color Amy is? Anybody? This is an interactive live. You guys are... The thing is, though, what I'm happy for is I hope that somebody holds a lot of these people accountable. No violence. I'm not inciting any violence. We don't incite any violence. We don't work like them. They've threatened everybody. They've made lies about everybody. They've said they're going to hurt people. They said they're going to get rid of people. That's their only comeback when their ignorance is showing. Your ignorance, your horns are showing. Okay? So when you said white, yup, she white. Now guess what color this person is? That's threatening her in the comments. Go ahead, take a look. Go ahead, guess. That's the sad part. Now, this is not a race issue, but this is what I'm talking about. Okay? We're going to ignore this person because this person needs some type of education even though they can't hear. But ignore them because that's the problem with these type of people. Even the celebrities, down to the little. I told you it wasn't just the top. You're now looking at the grunts, the bottom of the barrel, the bottom of the shoe, the scraping off the ground. You're looking at it. You're watching it. You're witnessing it. Slave traders at their finest. Slave traders that are just like a demon that can't help themselves. You're now watching them crawl out of every dark corner like a cockroach that they came out of. You're watching them and you're seeing how they work. If this is the amount of time, amount of research that you can do on a person that's in a picture with me, why can't you do that amount of stuff for the children that are missing?
Well, there has been, in the last couple of weeks, there's been almost 40 hours at least.
If you can put that much time into threatening grown people, imagine what we can do for the children. Imagine what could happen if people put this much work into how much you want to kill me. Imagine if they would put that much work into talking, let alone looking for children. That's how you also notice who's who. Because if they can put this amount of these truth tellers, platforms that are going live and speaking on us for hours and hours, digging into past pictures. Somebody threatened my special needs child. That mom is sitting on here. What's up, C? Please tell my babies I love them. I used to teach special needs babies that are over the age of 18. Do you understand what I'm saying? But their mindsets are not. So I had people threatening my baby because they were in a picture with me. People are digging in old pictures and then going after people. If you could put that much time into things like this, how come you can't do that with the local children missing in your area? This is Human Trafficking Month. I don't, even if it wasn't, every single damn day we've been fighting for kids. We have not wavered from the truth of kids. We are talking about what happened as a kid. We are talking about what's going on with the kids. And I'm a very humble person. I don't have to honk the horn about that just as much as I don't have to tell you I'm black. You understand what I'm saying? So, but if somebody could put that much energy, as you see people putting in energy to hate us, on your local missing children, if you pull it up, there's more than 10, more than 20, more than 30, probably more than that, missing from an area. And you can pull up pictures of adults that were standing with me. I rebuke you. And you can do this. Imagine if that much work, if that much dedication, if that much strive was put into looking for a local missing child, into talking about what's going on with our children, into talking about, by the way, California, get ready for that earthquake, into talking about the fires that are burning evidence right now. If you could do all of this, and then the lies that they make up too. You're sending a lot of people different ways. If you guys actually look into these emails, names, these are different people. That's how much their lies don't even hold weight. Go ahead, look up everything that they're saying. Dig into it. You won't find us. Why? Because it's a lie. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, no matter what, I just said, yeah, I know Amy. I do know Amy. But what you're saying about her is not true. That's the thing. But you looked up a grown-ass woman. You just want the truth? Really? Or do you want to be ignorant? I'm not going to give you any more time. I just want people to see your ignorance. Because it's people like you of why we are in the situation we are in. You are disgusting. Majority of y'all are disgusting human beings. I would tell you what I'm honestly thinking, but I cannot. Because it's social media still. You are a disgusting human being. And people like you need to be shown to the world. People like you, people need to see what the fuck you do. People need to see how you get down. People need to see how you will do so much for wrong, but you won't do a damn thing for right. That's what people need to see. So I'll leave you here. You can stay. I know you'll hate me either thing that I do. But the point is, I'm not going to give this person any more time, but you got to take note from these type of people. What's the truth? It don't seem like you wanting to tell. You don't want me to. You're telling your own story. Don't start asking me now like you give a shit. Don't do that. That's gaslighting. And you guys have been through enough gaslighting for over 40 hours of bullshit. You guys are seeing gaslighting at its finest, slave traders at its threatening at its finest, bullshit at its finest. Pay attention to it. Don't get stuck on it. Take a note. You got your piece of paper? Take a note. But what's wrong with these type of people is nobody ever holds them accountable for the bullshit that they do. Nobody. But please, let's not get distracted. Don't just ignore that. Please, just go ahead. I'm gonna ignore this person. So we're gonna ignore this person because we still have a lot of serious things to talk about. But I just want you to, on your piece of paper, take note of what's going on. There's a lot. They're lying. They're just making shit up. I'm telling you. Rochelle Hawks. Go ahead, look her. I'm sorry to Rochelle.
Yeah.
I saw another person. Pray for this woman. I'm sorry to another person that they claimed is my mom. She's a 20-year-old newlywed. Because we had to look up the bullshit too. When somebody contacted us and said, "Is this your mom's name?" I'm like, "No, but who is this woman?" It's a newlywed. You're trying to live your life and people are coming after you making up shit. I'm sorry. But do you understand are y'all with me? Do you understand what I'm saying? If only the amount of shit that people do, if only they would put this much energy into the children, we wouldn't be going in circles about what trafficking is in the first place. Yeah. Carry on, Mom.
So in the past 2 weeks, I think you have seen probably the biggest smear campaign I have ever seen in my life, which leads me to believe we're over the target. But that smear campaign against Allie and I was paid for. It was to defame, it was to threaten, it was to harass, it was to slander, it was to silence, and the worst part of it was to trigger Allie's programming. We stopped doing interviews because there was nobody that we could trust, and when we did, people were trying to trigger her programming. And in the last couple weeks, they've been trying to trigger her programming a lot, and you might not understand how that looks, so I'm going to explain that to you, what programming triggers look like. So if you think of a huge apartment building, when they start splitting the child and causing trauma and programming the alters, they are building a slave. So Allie is like a 200 child slave with her alters. Each altar,
Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, each altar does a separate thing, has a separate responsibility, but there's a foundation to that building that involves mom programming. There's a foundation and part of the programming that's father programming or dad programming. There's programming that happens on the 12th birthday. There's programming that happens in the bathtub or wash day. There's couples programming like Zach and Aaliyah that we were talking about a little bit ago. There's programming based on the name. There's race triggers programming. Let me explain to you. When somebody stepped forward, they had their face covered, and when that was not triggering Allie's programming, they uncovered Allie Tori Outlaw. Call her Tori. That's her name.
That don't bother me.
That was trying to trigger Allie's programming.
That don't bother me because that's not my name.
When pictures were shown to you of somebody that was supposed to be a father, it was the 12th birthday picture, because that was trying to trigger the programming. And in the last 15 years that this kid has been with me, we have worked very hard to break the programming. If I were to take her to a deprogrammer or to the church, they want to reset the programming, they want to deprogram her, integrate her. I don't agree with any of those things, because that still leaves the foundation and that still leaves the building blocks for the programming to be installed really easily.
For those who don't understand what that means, it's putting a Band-Aid over a leak.
My goal since she's came and I've seen the depths of the evil that's been done is to destroy the programming and break it irreparably so that it can never be used against her again. Our enemies are having a little debate on whether her programming is irreparably broken or if they can still try to trigger that, and that's what you've been seeing for the last couple weeks. It sounds like, oh, this poor lady is just missing her kid, and she's talking about the 12th birthday, and she's talking about giving her a bath, and she's talking about all these other things. That's not what she was doing. She's triggering the programming to get Allie back in line.
And then when that didn't work, she started projecting. Now, again, back to these ignorant people. Has anybody had, who's on here that's a foster parent? I'm sorry, Mom, can I?
Yeah.
Can I? I'm sorry. We going off track. I don't want to go off too much off track, but here we go. Who's ever had a foster kid? Anybody? I'm looking and I don't have my contacts in, so I'm squinting. I don't have my contacts in. I can't see that much. Who has ever had a foster kid? Who has ever had a child in their home and they came from a very messed up past. Very messed up. It takes you a little bit. Who has ever been in a custody battle? That's another one. Anybody ever been in a custody battle? And the parent that they